What's up, everyone? Welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Video Game Fight School channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. So it appears that the developers of Warner Bros. Games Montreal are, in a sense, teasing something with Gotham Knights. We don't know if it's DLC, but deep down in your hearts, you know it is DLC. But let's just go ahead and play the game of practicality and say we don't necessarily know because we have no confirmation. But it appears that Warner Bros. Games Montreal, with the Gotham Knights game, are now teasing the big bads of Gotham Knights have gathered. But why? Could this be a content piece? Could this be some story DLC, some extended mission, or some kind of aspect of the game that we are yet to see? The question remains unanswered. But not only does the Gotham Knights, main Twitter page post this, we also see that the game's own, executive producer, Flor Marty, and also the game's associate producer, Valerie, is that how you say it? Or Valerie? I'm just going to go with Valerie for now. And then, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, are also going ahead to, post this as well. Basically, some kind of a teaser that's going on with the game. This is a lot of good news. A lot of us here in the community, we've been looking forward to hearing something regarding Gotham Knights for the last few, months, maybe weeks, maybe years, whatever it is you want to call it. I mean, the game got one delay, but by and large, the game seems to me like it has made it out of kind of that, really interesting phase that a lot of games that are being, produced by huge companies can find themselves in. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is right now in a strange spot. I mean, yes, it's been delayed, so-called, for, polishing the game and all of that. But with Gotham Knights, we already have the product that we already have. Some of us, we got into it, we enjoyed it. Some of you have said you enjoyed it, but you wish there was more content. I think this might be that, little glimmer that this content is a thing or is coming here in the near future. Now, as to the nature of what this content piece is going to be, I'm not necessarily sure what it's going to look like, but it's interesting nonetheless to be able to get something like this because, we could sit down and we can probably theorize about things. And I am still yet to get the Gotham Knights comic. Somebody messaged me or left me a comment and said I could find it on DC Universe or something like that. And I checked it out, but it requires a subscription. I'm not subscribing to that. I would rather buy the products outright. I got 3 copies of Gotham Knights. I'm just looking for where to buy the, comics at. And so maybe I'll keep looking. Maybe Comixology might have it. Maybe I might find paper copies on Amazon. If anybody knows where I can find other options, I'll be happy to take that on as well. But as to the nature of this, we're seeing Mr. Freeze. We're seeing Harley. And is this Dent, man? Because it looks like some kind of a DA of some kind, or maybe just some regular person. If somebody knows what's going on here, let me know. But I think the proof in the pudding that we need to be, paying very close attention to, and yeah, there's Clayface as well, is these notes that are here on the table are going to unveil some really cool stuff here in the next few days. As much as people try to start getting real, antsy and start digging into the little details, you're going to start seeing people come up with some really, really cool presentations as to what's going on with all of these investigative pieces. These are puzzle pieces that are going to be put together. They're going to be dissected by members of the audience, and I'm sure it's going to be very interesting overall. So this is good news. Many people still are in a place where they don't necessarily know how the game did. I think the game did okay. I wouldn't say the game did great in terms of sales because it came out in a very interesting window. They found the right time to be able to pull this game off in terms of its release, that it really did allow for people to be able to get into the game and check it out for themselves. And even afterwards, putting the game on sale during the holidays was also another plus, because that really did something cool by, allowing for more people to basically, get past that barrier of, okay, $70. The review said it's not good, but then they played it for $25 or $30 and they were like, my goodness, I actually like this game. That's another thing about video game value. Video game value is usually about whether you like the game or not. You know what I mean? For the most part, that's usually what kind of like brings a game's value to the forefront. Because if you kind of think about it, many people, in a sense, would play whatever game they want to play and they'll pay how much they want to pay for it. Like me and Zelda, right? Some people are going to pay $70 for a Zelda game. I'm not going to do that. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not really big on video games like that, but that's the value proposition it brings to other people, if you get what I mean. Like Street Fighter 6 and Mortal Kombat 11 and Tekken. Those games I'm definitely going to be paying, the full price for, even though that's going to be basically the base roster and I can wait a little bit. But, as a fighting game player, you really want to pick up the game day one so you can kind of start to gel with the meta. So value proposition is also another really interesting aspect in talking about these video games. And I guess we get to see what kind of content it'll be, whether it's going to be paid, whether it's not going to be paid. This is also going to be another aspect of the conversation too, because if you kind of consider all of this, going into it, the paid or not paid aspect will also determine the depth, or, the quantity in terms of, maybe content length, or maybe the quality in terms of how deep the content's going to be. So I guess more news is going to be coming out. I'm hoping that they continue to ride with this universe and we continue to see it in action. And even their next game probably needs to be built within this universe, because they've already created the groundwork for something very good. I know there are people that are going to go ahead and disagree, but again, most of their disagreements are going to be, on preference. I mean, I have over a dozen videos to kind of show that, because that's basically video games. Your preference versus my preference is where things usually land in the conversation. But by and large, I'm sure fans are going to be somewhat excited about this. Like I said, it'll be nice to kind of take our time and not go ahead and draw too many conclusions. But seeing that, we have people on the Gotham Knights team, as well as their official page, teasing something like this, it appears to me that we're more than likely going to be hearing something, in the near future. I wouldn't say pretty soon, but I think it's going to be something that serves the community overall. So thanks for watching. Keep your fingers crossed. Hopefully nobody goes in there and says, let's just, cancel it. And they continue with the project they're working on. And we're going to see how all this shapes out to be, hopefully in the near future. And thanks for watching the video. Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. Hopefully we'll talk pretty soon in another one. Peace out.